All right, so we've talked about net worth, establishing what our net worth is so we can have a good idea of what our financial standing is. And then in the second video, we talked about figuring out where our money's going and why that matters. So if you want to see those two, just scroll down. But in this video, we're going to talk about something that comes a little less natural when you're thinking about getting your finances in order. So if you ever meet someone who's financially healthy, financial health and physical health works the same way. I don't know if you have a friend or maybe you yourself have been on a weight loss journey. I did about 13 years ago. I lost 55 pounds, never have gained it back. So if you've experienced that or you know someone has, what happens is that person decides that they don't want to be the unhealthy version of themselves that they are. And they pick out a healthier version of themselves. We'll call it a point on the horizon. And it's out there. It doesn't exist yet, but they know it's possible. Then they get up every single day and they make decisions that align with that other version that they know can exist. Doesn't happen overnight. Luck has very little to do with it. It's not just, I'm going to skip some desserts or maybe half starve myself because I've got a beach trip coming up I want to look good for. That's not what that is. That's shortcuts and inconsistency and laziness, and it won't last. It will flit away like everything else. But someone who really sees the change, they've already started envisioning something different, and they're making decisions that align with it. So the same thing is going to happen with finances. If you know you're financially unhealthy right now, it's not going to just be one decision you're going to make. You're not going to be like, well, I'll start cutting back on coffee, expensive coffee. Well, the first time you have a bad day, you're going to be like, this is stupid. I just want a good cup of coffee. But if you've decided, look, I'm financially unhealthy, I'm not getting anywhere, I'm spinning my wheels, I'm another one of the masses that goes to town every Friday on payday and goes to shopping and restaurants and blows all my earnings away and then starts over again the next Monday, and 2 and 3 and 5 years down the road, I'm exactly where I am, still, no progress. You don't want to be like that anymore. You are going to have to imagine a version of yourself that doesn't exist yet. And it's going to be at that spot out there on the horizon. It's more financially stable. That version of yourself has more assets. That version of yourself is going to leave a legacy to your children. This is what you're gonna see, and it's gonna be real to you. And you're gonna put that point on the horizon every day, and then financially, you're gonna get up every day and make decisions based on how they align with that. So this is super important. Like we talked about in the last video about how not caring what other people think of you is one of the most important financial decisions you can make, because you'll stop living to impress people. This is right in line with that. It's getting your brain in tune with where you're going. And it's why, like, I'll never forget the first, I think it was the first $50,000 I made in business. It was 50 grand landed in my bank account all at one time. And the very first time that happened, whereas a lot of people I know would have bought a new truck or took their whole family on a cruise, I bought a rental house with it. My lifestyle changed zero. I didn't even go buy a steak. Like, nobody knew. I bought a rental house though, and I paid cash for it, and I still have it to this day. That's been like 7 years ago. And it's because I already had that in my mind. I had a set number of rental houses that I wanted from the beginning. And I still haven't got there yet on what I want. I've got 21 today, and I'm still not where I want to be. So, but I've got that point on the horizon. I don't know if I'll get to the point that I'm shooting for. It doesn't even matter. What matters is the point's there. I've picked it out. I know where I want to be, and I make decisions every day that align with it. So that's what you have to do. And if you find yourself not being true to it, straighten up, correct. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. But then you can keep back walking, one step in front of the other. It's not luck. It's not accidental. It's what you've set, and you're moving toward it. So pick a point out. Figure out where you want to be. Look around, and you can make the first point that you pick out small. You don't have to have like a big lofty goal. Just somewhere forward and not still right where you're at. And then live true to it. So work on that, and we'll come back.